Let's get the jitters out. Okay. All right. What's up, y'all? Ooh, that was kind of corny. My name's Agnel Etienne. You could call me Oggs. You could call me Aggie. I don't know any other nicknames people call me, but call me whatever you want, but that's my name. This is my first YouTube video that I'm making. Ultimately, what I wanted to do was to start a vlog on traveling. So right now, with my life and what's going on financially, I obviously can't travel that much. But I'm gonna start off with just answering questions that a lot of my friends asked me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't even have Twitter, never mind. Facebook, Instagram, and that's it. Yeah, I just only have those two. So yeah, let's get to the questions. Wait, no, let's not get to the questions because y'all don't know anything about me. I am 24 years old. I grew up in New Jersey, born in Elizabeth, moved to South Amboy / Parlin / Old Bridge. Then moved to Perth Amboy, then moved to Edison. And then after Edison, I moved all the way to the West Coast, and now I live in Arizona. Crazy. I'll tell you the whole story behind that. I am a dental hygienist. I've been a hygienist for 3 years. It's pretty fun cleaning teeth, surprisingly. I'll tell you the whole story behind that as well. I've been an Uber driver for 3 years as well. Ironically, I started around the same time I became a hygienist. Uber's really interesting. Uber and Lyft, pretty interesting stuff, pretty interesting stories. One of my friends actually asked me to answer the question of what was my craziest Uber experiences or Lyft experiences, whatever. We'll get to that. We'll get to that, I promise. I'm Haitian, 100% Haitian, born in America, born in Jersey, but my parents are from Haiti. Never been there yet. Eventually I will. We'll get to that in a second as well. I like to play basketball a lot. I think I'm good. I'm really not that good. I like to hustle a lot. I get a lot of rebounds. I don't really score that much. Whatever. I play a lot of video games. Not anymore because I work so much. I don't have time to play video games and it sucks. I'm getting older. Being an adult sucks. More responsibilities. Less time to make for video games. Because you sit there for like 2-3 hours playing Call of Duty, playing God of War, playing Tomb Raider, playing Crash Bandicoot. 2 hours is precious time right there that's being wasted. And it's not like I don't have responsibilities, I don't have bills to pay. I like playing video games, don't have the time for it, wish I could play more. I think that's it. I guess if you keep watching my videos, you'll get to know me a little bit more and more and more. So yeah, that's me. Let's get to the questions. First question, what motivated you to start your YouTube channel? That was by Nina. Shout out to you, Nina. Like I said before in the introduction, I wanted to start a traveling vlog. I love to travel. I started traveling in 2017. I went to Colombia with my good friend Carlos. Shout out to you, Carlos, in Boston. Had a great time, and it was literally the first time I left the country. Besides Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is kind of US territory / a different country. But major, big travel by myself. Went to Colombia. It was amazing. I had a great time. I recently came back from Jamaica for my cousin's wedding. Shout out to Tanya and Malik. Great wedding. Had a great time. Had a great time with the excursions. Speaking of excursions, I like to do really cool excursions. Like in Colombia, I went to go scuba diving, and that was probably the greatest experience I've ever had in my life. It's like a whole different world underwater. It's crazy. Then I went cliff jumping in Jamaica, which was really cool, at Rick's Cafe. Really dope. Very adrenaline-y kind of thing to do. I like roller coasters. I like things that really just like get my blood pumping. I went snowboarding for the first time. It was dope. First time I did it. Caught onto it really quick because I skateboarded in the past. but it was a great experience. But yeah, ultimately, I wanted to do a traveling vlog of me just doing cool shit around the world, and hopefully inspire people to do the same thing, and not to back down from traveling. But in the meantime, until I'm financially stable to start traveling all over the world, I'm gonna do these videos for you of me answering questions. So there you go. There's your answer, Nina. Question 2. What are you most passionate about? This one was asked by Yodelin. I haven't seen you in so long. It's been since like high school. You always had the good handles in basketball and you played every sport. Shout out to you. You post a lot of inspirational stuff on Facebook. Just know that your words are not unnoticed, especially by me. I'll be watching everybody on Facebook. So yeah, what are you most passionate about? I like to help people. I guess I can call myself a very resourceful man. I know a lot of like random shit. I know some stuff about finance because of the books I've read, and we'll get to that in a second. I know a lot about health. I know a lot about foods that are healthy. I know random stuff. And so I like to share that knowledge that I have with other people so that they can benefit from that knowledge and improve their lives with my knowledge. And I like helping people. I like seeing that light bulb flicker at the top of their heads. I like it when people are like, oh, when I tell them something. So I like doing that. I like helping people. And that's my passion. And hopefully I can help people with this vlogging stuff and all these questions that I'm getting and the traveling experiences and stuff like that. I hope I can help people to express themselves any way they please. So there's your answer, Yodelin. Question 3, where are you traveling to next? Great question. I'm technically not supposed to be traveling as much because I am on the Dave Ramsey's Baby Steps program. But I do have a few destinations for 2020. First one is Raleigh, North. Why do I keep saying North? Raleigh, North Carolina. There we go. Shit. Dreamville Festival is gonna be there. Big fan of Dreamville. I'm excited. Last year was crazy. I had the greatest time of my life. So I'm looking forward to it this year. I'm going out to Branford, Connecticut. My boy Tyler from college. Shout out to Tyler and Erica from UNH in Connecticut. They're getting married. So congratulations to you guys. I will be attending your wedding on August 8th, I believe. I know it's gonna be dope. Know it's gonna be lit. You guys like to party. Let's do it. Lastly, I'm going to Haiti in December. One of my cousins is getting married. Shout out to Mishka and Joel. They're having a destination wedding in Haiti. It's gonna be super dope. First time I'm gonna be in the motherland, so I'm pretty excited for that. So yeah, those are the main 3 places that I'll be traveling to this year, and I'm looking forward to it. And that question was asked by Brennan. We call him Versace. He was my roommate in college, super cool dude from New York. Shout out to you, Sach. Question number 4. How is it adjusting when you move from New Jersey to Arizona? Had an itch there. Dang. Yeah, it was pretty hard. That's what she said. Shout out to everybody that likes The Office. But yeah, it was hard. It was really hard. I moved out here because of a new job as a hygienist. And so when I found out that I got the job, shout out to Janine, who really hooked me up on that job. Really appreciate you. So when I found out I got the job, I told them to give me 3 months so I can start saving up as much as I can so that the move from Jersey to Arizona would be a little bit more smooth. So once the time was coming, started to pack up all my stuff, packed up my car, and me and my boy Alan drove from New Jersey to Arizona. We made it there in 2 days. Shout out to you, Alan, once again, my boy. I love you to death. As I was ready to pull out my brother's garage, I literally just started crying and crying and crying for it was probably a good 5 to 10 minutes straight, just crying because I knew I was gonna miss my family, my friends, Literally, my whole life is in New Jersey now. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone to better myself as a person, grow as a man, and not be dependent on anybody. And I think that's very empowering. Yeah, so moved from Jersey to Arizona, didn't know anybody, had to basically look on Craigslist for rooms, look on Facebook for rooms to live in, look for apartments, blah, blah, blah. And I finally found this apartment, and I had a roommate who was really cool. Emily, shout out to you. I hope you're doing well with your apprenticeship with tattooing. I see your tats on Instagram. Keep doing your thing. So yeah, moved here. I haven't left ever since. It's been a year and 5 months. Now things are going pretty well. I know a few people here and there. I'm pretty close with a few people here and there. But at first it was just tough because I would just go to work and then go home and then go to work and go home. I had no friends, no family out here. Shout out to the residents I used to work with, welcomed me with open arms and started to be friends with me. And it was really cool. I loved all of y'all. Like, you guys are really dope, and you guys made this whole transition from Jersey to Arizona a lot more comfortable for me. So yeah, I think the hardest thing with moving to a different state and away from family, especially like 3,000 miles away, it's pretty hard. The biggest thing would be just the social life. That it's really tough to make friends with people that are around my age. So yeah, I mean, it was tough, but as of right now, I'm doing pretty well. Like I said, I know people now. I'm pretty comfortable with where I'm at now. Word of advice to people, just not even like moving across the country or anything like that, but just trying new things. Just do it. Just up and do it. It's gonna be uncomfortable at first, but then you'll get used to it and you'll grow as a person. So do new shit, do different shit. Just like this video shit, like this vlogging shit, it's mad uncomfortable. It's literally just me in my room, and I feel like I'm just talking to the wall or to the camera or whatever. But I'm doing it and I'm growing, and it feels very, very weird, but I know I'm gonna get used to it. So just try new shit, do it. Question 5, was taking a job out of state something you wanted to do or had to do? And that was by Holiday. Shout out to you, Holiday. Wow, it's been since like Parkwood, back in like 09, 2010. We used to clown this dude almost every day on the bus to school, and now this dude's rapping. He's really spitting some bars. You came a long way, man. Keep going, bro. But yeah, back to the question. When I was living in Jersey, working in private practices as a hygienist, I wasn't very happy. I was kind of caught in a depressive episode of my life. Things weren't going well for me in Jersey. So I felt like I needed a very big change, a very drastic change, a very extreme change. And this was the opportunity that God gave me. And so I just took it and went with it. So I'm doing a lot better now as far as my depression and stuff like that. We can talk about that some other video. But yeah, I kind of wanted to and I kind of had to for the sake of my life. So yeah, that's it. Question 5, Holiday, thank you for that. Question 6, what made you choose dental hygiene as a career? Great question. So I'll tell you the story real quick. I was around 16 years old, had a bagel on the way to church, and I bit into something hard, and I realized that it was a piece of my tooth. A couple days later, I had to get subbed out of the basketball game. Shout out to Amboy Tech, everybody that was on Amboy Tech when I played basketball there. Had to get subbed out because the toothache was so bad, I couldn't even focus on the game. So coach took me out, got home, and I initially went to the ER because it was at nighttime, couldn't sleep. The pain was keeping me up. So I had my mom bring me to the ER. The ER can do shit, obviously. There's no dentist there. So they gave me painkillers, told me to go to the dentist. Went to the dentist. The dentist told my mom it was either we take the tooth out, which was about $200, or we save the tooth with a root canal, which was $1,600. And at the time, we didn't really have a lot of money. We weren't very financially secure or stable. And I knew that as a kid, and I told my mom, just take it out. It was my fault. whatever, I'll just deal with the consequences. She was like, no. We'll do it. I'll save it. I'll sacrifice, which was really cool. Shout out to you, Mom. Mothers are incredible. So I'm in the chair. They're trying to get me numbed up. They keep giving me shots and I'm still feeling it. I'm still feeling the drill on my tooth. It was crazy. So what they basically had to do, and I know this now because I'm a hygienist, I know what they did. They took the needle to get me numb and they went through where my tooth chipped off, right into the nerve. And I was literally like this in the chair, like squeezing, a little tear came out of my eye. It was probably the most excruciating pain I've ever experienced in my life. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. That finally got me numbed up. I was just laying in the chair. The dentist and the assistant were talking, laughing, blah, 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 whatever. They were just working on me for about 2 hours. And I'm like, just looking up. And that's what kind of sparked my interest, because around that time, when you're 16, 17, universities and colleges start sending flyers in the mail. Oh, come to our open house, blah, 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 check out our school. And that's when I got the flyer for University of New Haven. I saw the 3-year associates, 4-year bachelor's dental hygiene program. I just went up and went for it. The first year I was doing all my prerequisite stupid classes. Second year started clinic. That's when we started working chairside on each other. All of my classmates, shout out my UNH classmates, class of 2016. I see you guys all doing big things. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. So the second year, really cool experience. We learned how to use all the instruments and stuff like that. And we started to see actual patients, which was very nerve-wracking, but I got used to it. Again, try new shit and you might end up really liking it. And that's exactly what I did with dental hygiene. And I ended up really liking it. And so I just kept continuing with it, studied very hard. It was a lot of studying. 7 years later, I'm a full-time hygienist. It's been a long journey. And that's basically what got me into it. It was a traumatic experience that kind of pulled me into it. It was kind of weird. Usually shit like that turns people away from the dentist and they hate the dentist forever. And I get a lot of patients that, oh, I hate coming to the dentist. Don't be an idiot. Brush your teeth, floss, use mouthwash, scrape your tongue, and keep things nice and clean in your mouth. Question 7. How do you deal with stank breath? I knew this was coming. This is Michelle. This is my coworker. Shout out to you, Michelle. Shout out to Elijah. Shout out to little Soraya. And shout out to Javaya. Shout out to your whole family. You guys are really cool people. Yeah, stay cool. How do I deal with stank breath? I just hold my breath sometimes or breathe through my mouth. That's how I do it. Last question of the video. Question 8. What are your top 5 favorite books you've read? And this one was asked by Sadie Rose. Shout out to Sadie in Dental Hygiene School. We still keep in touch. Really cool girl. Shout out to you, Scott. Shout out to Tiaya. Shout out to Ashley. Thank you guys for coming and visiting me all the way in Arizona. Really appreciate it. Those are my hygiene girls. Top 5 reads. Number 1, How to Kill a City. This book really opened my eyes about gentrification and how it's happening. It's actually happening in Newark as we speak. More specifically, it talks about how New Orleans was gentrified, and that one really hit me, how they basically blew up with dynamite sticks. They blew up the levees that basically protected the city from floods. And when Hurricane Katrina came by, they purposely blew up the levees so that the city where all the area where all the black people were living got flooded. And so now they're basically buying all that property that's destroyed and rebuilding it and skyrocketing up the rent, putting new Starbucks and cafes and stuff like that for more rich people to occupy that area. Minorities are forced to leave. And so it kind of sucks, but it's a very good read, good eye-opener. I highly suggest you read it. Next book, Charlemagne's Book, The Black Privilege. Opportunity comes to those who create it. This book taught me a very valuable lesson. Literally, opportunity comes to those who create it. Just like how I got my opportunity here at Arizona, where I work. If it wasn't for me going to the internship and creating networks during the internship, I would never have the job that I have now. I would never be living in Arizona. I'd still be living in New Jersey. So get out there and stop making excuses for yourself and stop pointing fingers at other people. Create your own opportunities. Speak that shit into existence, put in some work, and you'll get what you want. Third book, The Dental Diet. This book is a big eye-opener. This is one of the books that I've read that speaks on how important food is and the types of foods you're eating and how they affect your health. So one of the things that the book talks about is how the human skull is starting to get thinner and thinner due to the consumption of processed food. And it talks about how those processed foods relate to the oral cavity. So it's not directed only towards dental professionals. Anybody can read this book. It makes very, very good sense, backed up by research. So pick up this book. It's a really good read. Fourth book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Ooh, I said it wrong. Robert Kiyosaki. I'm halfway through the book and I'm already blown away. Basically, the author has two fathers. One father that he looked up to was his friend's father, who owned a lot of businesses and was very, very financially literate. And his other dad, which is his actual dad, wasn't too financially literate. And he basically creates lessons for people based on what he learned from his rich dad, which was his friend's dad, and his friend was his close business partner. So I'm halfway through. The book is amazing. It's teaching me a lot of things that I'm going to take action on. So pick up this book. And the last book, number one book, the dude that I always preach about, the program that I always preach about, Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. This book changed my life financially. He talks about how people live paycheck to paycheck. They don't know where their money's going. And it basically gives you a plan to get financially fit and build wealth. He calls it the 7 baby steps. I'm currently on baby step 2, which is to completely get out of debt, meaning all your student loans, your car loans, credit cards, anything that you owe, anything that has a balance, you gotta get rid of it at baby step 2, and that's where I'm at. It's just a lot of sacrifice that you have to do to get out of debt very, very efficiently. And he has a way to efficiently get out of debt. I'm currently working the program, working the baby steps, and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's great. It's a very fantastic book. If you're having any kind of money issues, you feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, get this book. It makes a lot of sense. It's gonna change your life just like it changed mine. I promise you. Total Money Makeover, Dave Ramsey. Listen to his podcast, get the book. This is the book that you want to read right here. I'm not just saying this for no reason. This shit really changed my life. Like, get this book. Yeah, top 5 reads. Those are my top 5. Here's a picture of all of them. And that's the end of the questions for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun doing this, even though it's very, very quiet in here and it's kind of weird. But this is something new that I'm going to be doing. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe. That'd be really cool for you guys to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.